Now to the story that's rocked the sports world and beyond in the last 24 hours. Rutgers University men's basketball coach Mike Rice fired today after video surfaced showing him abusing his players.
Little too late, says sports attorney and Rutgers alumni Exavier Pope.
Now the university is called into question far as institutional control. And now you're inviting the NCAA to potentially investigate your entire school.
Attorney Exavier Pope joins us now to talk more about the controversy. Thanks for joining us here.
Thank you for having me this morning. Good morning.
So I think it's interesting they're saying, that this remediation did not work. Yet in December, they renew the guy's contract for $700,000. What's your take on that?
I think it's unfortunate. This is not the first incident that he had. This is in his past. So Tim Pernetti talked about this being a first-time deal. Right. That's not the case. And so it's interesting also with the Tyler Clementi situation with him committing suicide based on the bullying with that situation. It was surprising that the school wouldn't be more sensitive to that issue.
Just by him verbally and you could argue physically, players, is there any legal recourse for them? Do you think there would be any legal recourse for them?
You have to think about students signing the letter of intent, getting the benefit of the bargain and getting a good education, and maybe them not being given the opportunity to do that by going to school. So they potentially may have a civil suit on that end, but maybe an assault charge, and the school being responsible for that from the civil side as well.
As an alum of the school, how does a story like this make you feel?
It makes you feel terrible. Essentially, we have our values, the reputation, the brand of the school called into question, essentially, about not only the actions of Mike Rice, but institutional control.
What's caused this shortfall? Is it just that fewer people are watching basketball, or what's the deal?
Quite the opposite. Actually, this year with the heat, the new renewed fan interest in NBA, it's the best attendance in years, actually. And actually, the NBA owners and the players are actually squandering this perfect opportunity, a boon in the league, essentially, to have all the fans that have come back this year. And so it's unfortunate. So it's not necessarily fans who have left the game. Fans have come back to the game.
Talk more about that settlement is Exavier Pope, a sports and entertainment attorney here in Chicago. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, if we hear about these billions of dollars in profits that the NFL has, and when I hear a number that's in like the $700 million range, that sounds like a win for the NFL. But I've heard Dave Duerson's family, Jim McMahon's family saying they're happy with this. I can't believe that they would settle. What's your reaction?
You have to consider players from a generation ago. They're not the Tom Brady's and Peyton Mannings of the world with giant salary bonuses and guaranteed contracts. You're looking at guys who are mounting healthcare costs, facing foreclosure, evictions. They have immediate needs now.
How important was it for the NFL to keep their books closed?
It was massively important. What the NFL knew, it had a committee that basically collected information about concussions. And I think no one's talking about this. Going forward in the future, this is not just a safety issue for the NFL. This is a financial issue. Now the NFL could maybe have the $10 million that's dedicated to the testing and use it to create a concussion susceptibility index.
Really, if you're an NFL player right now and you're getting concussions every day, you're not getting a dime.
True, but this is something to be negotiated once again with the collective bargaining agreement with the league.
Yeah.
And so you had Lane Phillips, who basically negotiated the mediation, who said that labor defense of the NFL may prevent future suits of current players.
The first-round football draft pick is one of the most safe picks in any sport. Why not do it?
Yeah, you see, now they have 2 picks next year. It's interesting. The next pick after Trent last year was Matt Khalil, who's now a Pro Bowler for the Minnesota Vikings. And so they could have protected their running back they have now. Trent Richardson or anybody else they might pick in the future, but I understand they're starting over, but do you trust the Cleveland Browns to make a smart decision in the draft? I don't.
I'm not sure that he was going to be healthy. He hasn't looked so hot the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, he gained 105 yards on 31 carries, so he had a 3.4 yards per carry. Average last year, it was about 3.6. So he was plodding back, although he did have 11 touchdowns last year. So he was pretty solid at the red zone. But I'm pretty sure they wanted to get him better at just throughout the game getting more yards. But he also had a broken ribs that he played with last year too. So he was injured. You're right about the injury prone, but he was getting healthy. Give the guy a chance to play on this level.